Welcome, fellow nerds, to this episode of Nerd Shit, hosted by Lord Brad Brad and Riorik, where we discuss all things nerd. Whether it's anime, movies, comic books, video games, Magic the Gathering, or Dungeons & Dragons. If it's nerd, we talk about it. So pull up your favorite chair, pour a glass of mead, and get ready to come and discuss everything nerd shit. Hey guys, welcome to this episode. Not sure if y'all checked out our page, but they just released some Trigun news. I've been at work, so I haven't got to check up on all that yet, but it's on the page.
So here's the deal, guys. I've been reading up a little bit on it, and it seems like they're going to reboot Trigun starting in 2023 with a series called Trigun Stampede. It's going to be streaming on Crunchyroll, as I understand it. 2023, I don't have a launch date or anything yet. That's just kind of the general timeline that I've found so far. I haven't run across any plot details, casting notes, or anything else. The tweet that came out today to announce it just said with a new cast and crew. So we are assuming at this point that Vash will have a new voice, if Vash is even a character on the show. We don't even know who the characters are yet.
And if you don't know what Trigun is, it's kind of like, I'm going to go with like Firefly. They're on a planet, it's cowboy standards, and there's some sci-fi elements, but basically all the big sci-fi transportation stuff is no longer there. Because they were humans traveling to a planet, something happened, they can't get off. And now everything's kind of with guns and cowboy stuff.
Yeah, it's very, very Old West meets sci-fi, but very cool.
Pacifist with a gun with a perfect aim.
Yeah, never misses but never kills. Does he miss intentionally?
No.
Or is he just unable to hit the kill shot?
No, he hits everywhere on purpose. I've watched the entirety, including the movie.
I've watched it. I'm just throwing it, stirring the pot here a little.
You watch it, you don't ever want to undermine that man. That man is great. I love that TV show.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Trigun, go check it out. I don't know, is it streaming on Crunchyroll or?
I know for a fact it's on Funimation, and I do believe it's on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
And Funimation's now owned by Crunchyroll, so
I own Trigun, so I don't have to go track it down. I just turn it on.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool news. Something interesting just found out today. So we wanted to start the show off with that. But that's not really what we're wanting to talk about today, is it?
No, they just also released that Neil Patrick Harris is going to be one of the stars on Doctor Who. Yeah,
they announced earlier this week, NPH, Neil Patrick Harris, Doogie Howser, Barney Stinson, whatever you know him as, has joined the cast of Doctor Who. But they haven't said who he's going to be on the show. We know he's not the Doctor.
Yeah, I don't even know who the real Doctor is, who the actor is. I know he's probably popular in Britain.
So they've announced some new guy that's going to be the next Doctor. But for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, David Tennant is back as the Doctor. And NPH was filming scenes with David Tennant this week in London. And they brought Catherine Tate back as Donna, the companion. So she's been running around with David Tennant doing some stuff for this 60th anniversary run.
So he might be just a part of the 60th anniversary?
From what we understand, he is returning temporarily as part of the 60th anniversary, but he's not going to be the permanent Doctor moving forward.
But NPH might just be around for the 60th, maybe for the next season.
We don't really know what NPH's involvement is long term. At this point, like I said, we don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
The picture that they posted with the article that showed him in costume does make me wonder, though, if he's going to be the Master. Because we haven't seen the Master in a while. It's time for the Master to come back.
Yeah, those are always the best arcs. It's where I also learn the most, I believe.
Yeah. They had the Master that came in during Female Doctor's first season. I can't remember her name.
They didn't try and flesh her out. They just kind of put her out there.
Yeah.
Tried to give her some character, but they were focused I think they were focused on a lot of other things instead of her character.
Well, they had like a dozen companions with her, which made it really hard to focus on any character development for any individual.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked where they started with her as kind of that steampunk crafter.
Yeah, that was only for like the first 2 episodes.
I know, and then it fell away, and that was probably her best element that really stood out for her as a doctor.
Then they took it away and they said, "No, that's too entertaining. We gotta be."
I think they were just too intent on trying to pump out stories, and they lost the individuality of the cast.
There you go.
I mean, I really think that's it.
I liked Graham. The only reason I liked Graham is because he's the only one's name I can remember.
That was the old guy, right?
I thought that was the black guy.
Well, they were a good pair. I don't remember which one was which, but they were a good pair. They worked really well together.
Yeah, and I kind of like the, hey, I'm your dad now kind of thing. Is like, I don't know, he's trying. I like that little thing.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, they had an interesting side story between them, as well as just their back and forth during the episodes were kind of fun. Yaz,
I just call her Police Girl.
Yeah, I never... There was nothing wrong with Yaz. I just never liked Yaz. I don't know. Peter Capaldi as Doctor, they bounced really well back and forth like that, with Clara being the bright one. But with Yaz and this Doctor, it just didn't seem to work for me as well.
Yeah, I got a lot of statements, but I'm going to keep those to myself during this.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that had a lot of strong reactions to a female Doctor.
It's not even the female Doctor for me. It's just the way they try and force it. It doesn't feel natural. And no, she beginning, she felt natural. And then they kept trying to force, like, her and Yaz's up front. It's kind of like, I don't want to get came down on by the group of people that are stands for them.
You know, I don't really have a problem with any of that. It was just, I just didn't like the chemistry with them. I think that was mostly it for me, is just they didn't vibe. You know, like her as the Doctor, okay. If they had left her as the quirky, steampunky Doctor that they started off, I think she would have been fine.
I think if they just would have let her build something every episode, like what you gonna come up with next, would have been perfect.
That's
been
what
great.
I'm saying.
Would have been one of my favorite Doctors just to watch it.
And had they toned down Yaz a little bit, I think it would have been okay. I mean, I don't know many people that cared for Bill when Bill was the companion.
Is that James Gordon's character?
No. Bill was the black lesbian that fell in love with the puddle of water.
Oh, she was
Peter Capaldi's last companion.
Yeah,
she only lasted one season.
She wasn't very memorable.
Yeah, and I don't know why they decided to put Yaz so up front, because when they tried it with Bill, it didn't work. I mean, I know the companions are supposed to be kind of a center point of the show.
They're like your self-inserts, sort of. That's what gets you into it.
Well, but their role is to kind of keep the Doctor in check. Mm-hmm. You know, to remind him what it is about humanity that he fights to protect as a Time Lord. Because, I mean, he has a special relationship with Earth and the humans. Mm-hmm. And the companions are supposed to represent that bond. But, I don't know, if I was trying to do something like that, I would have a more, not necessarily subtle connection, but a more balanced maybe. I mean, with the early companions, like with Rose and Martha, they almost had like a love interest type connection to them.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really care for them either.
I liked Rose's story arc with the Doctor.
Her story arc was good. I didn't care for Martha, and who was the other one that was with David Tennant?
Well, Martha and Donna.
Donna.
Dr. Donna.
I didn't care for Dr. Donna.
She was loud and pushy.
That is why I did not like her.
And she was the least favorite of the companions for Tennant for me. But she had some good moments. The Adipose episode, where they're not working together yet and they're both spying on the company, and they notice each other through the windows and they're sitting there pointing at each other and, you know, mouthing stuff. I thought that was just a great exchange between the two of them that worked for me. Donna's not completely worthless as a companion, but she was very different as a companion.
Yeah, she wasn't everyone's favorite companions. We all know who got pretty high on favorite companions.
Rose and Clara have to be among the top.
I want to say it's the one with Smith.
That would have been Clara.
No,
Oh no, Amy and Rory.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
you're missing out. Amy and
Miss
Rory.
Amelia Pond. Yeah,
those two I want to say were the best companions, just because they were the most fun, and there's a lot of story going on.
Amy didn't take any shit either.
No, she did not.
I mean, that whole episode where she got left behind at the clinic and she aged real bad and they didn't, and she was like Warrior Amy. Man, that was an intense one. I liked that one.
Mm-hmm. And I liked Rory. He was just the
did
goofy
like
one.
Rory. Yes, the Roman. Rory the Roman. That was a really good story arc there with the crack and the cube and everything. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that.
They are my all-time favorite companions. But that could be because they're also with my favorite Doctor. But I also just like them as companions because they seemed the most fun.
They seemed probably the most relatable.
That'll probably do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if I were face to face with any of them, I could probably relate to Amy and Rory better than any of the others. Because Donna, I would just think she was an old Karen.
Yeah. That's how I saw her.
Yeah. Martha, she was studying to be a doctor. She started off a little uptight. She loosened up a little bit as we went. I think, Rose, I liked Rose, but of all the companions, she's probably the closest thing to an American version of white trash. I mean, I hate to say that about Rose. I liked Rose as a character, but, think about it. Compare them all together.
No, I see
She was on the lower end of the social economic scale or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Clara, she was just she kind of started off kind of pretentious.
Yeah. She also came with a box full of wonder, like what the heck is going on with her? Because you see her at one point, is she in a Dalek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in a Dalek.
What the hell? And now you're the companion, but you're the same person. How?
Well, but they kind of did that because she jumped into the time stream and went all over the place and did all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And that really kind of threw her off, but she was very full of herself, very confident. I don't know how well I would mesh with something like that, because I'm also kind of cocky. You don't put two cocky people together.
No, that's why Captain America and Tony Stark don't get along.
Yeah, I mean, Captain America's not cocky, but yeah. He knows what he's capable of.
Yes.
Captain America has a good heart, and Tony didn't. Because we're being attacked by shrapnel.
Yeah.
See?
But not in the point where he had to beat him up. Anyways, that's off topic.
Yeah, we'll save that for another day. But I'm interested to see Doctor Who. I don't know if they said when the 60th anniversary stuff is supposed to kick off. I think later this year.
It's usually around Christmas.
That's when a lot of their stuff comes out. They do have a lot of Christmas specials. But I don't know what the timeline is for this 60th anniversary one.
I give it New Year's. Christmas Eve or New Year's. It's usually when they do it.
Possibly. I'll have to keep an eye out for that, and if I find anything, I'll post it to the page. NPH, I think, was a real surprise for me, because it is rare for an American actor to be on there.
Unless they're like the military lead bad guy, or just the military guy. It's the only time you see the American.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like in a recurring role type thing.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of is Neil Patrick Harris is an accomplished stage actor, an accomplished singer, so he does a lot of theater over there. So maybe he's equally popular there as he is here, and that kind of said, hey, we can really use Neil Patrick Harris. He's popular here, and maybe they finally recognized the Doctor Who phenomenon here in the States and thought, we'll be nice to our cousins across the pond and give them somebody they know too.
Yeah, or we'll revolt again.
Ooh. Yeah, but that's going to be a little bit different. I mean, how are we going to revolt against them now?
They're on an island. We just stop it. What are they going to do? Get more imports?
So you're saying we should
Surround
run
it.
a naval blockade like the Germans did for them?
Yeah, but the Germans were dumb. They tried to go after Russia too. We're just picking on Britain because we're America and that's what we do.
Well, if you want to get into the history of it,
We just pick
they
on-
were dumb to go after Russia when they did.
And they were just spreading so thin. They were going after France, Poland, Russia, and trying to go after an island that they use all their plane fuel to get to.
That's part of the reason why they had to go after Russia when they did.
Yeah.
They needed the oil fields in Russia. So they wanted to go in, knock Russia out, because Russia's military at World War II was nothing like it was today.
But we talk about Doctor Who, though. We're talking about picking on Britain. That's all this is.
I know, but you brought up World War II history, and you know that that's a spot for me.
I just like picking on Britain because I'm American. Those people over there, we can pick on.
I know people that live over there.
You forgot to do air quotes around the word people.
Well, she's an American that moved over there.
So she gave up her rights. So put the air quotes around that. She's not people anymore.
Okay. I know people over there. Are
There
you
you
happy
go.
now?
Yeah.
Such a turd.
They lost. That's what happens when you go from big military, tiny island.
But yeah, so Doctor Who, Neil Patrick Harris.
Is because he's also a doctor? They had to invite him over because he's also a doctor?
That's true. Well, he's a double doctor.
What's the first one? We know
Neil Patrick Harris first came to attention as Dr. Doogie Howser.
There it is.
Teenage genius doctor. He was the Dr. House of his time, except he was nice.
Weird. I don't understand that concept of
I
nice,
know.
but whatever.
So he was a doctor of medicine before he was a doctor of evil.
Yeah. DrHorrible. That could mean could that be his role?
Unlikely, but his role as DrHorrible has trained him to be the master.
It trained him to be doctor and horrible, like the master.
Now, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, several years ago, there was a strike in Hollywood, and a lot of production places shut down, TV shows, movies, everybody was on hiatus. Joss Whedon decided, hey, let's do something. So he got together a group of people. Neil Patrick Harris, who played the title role of Dr. Horrible. Nathan Fillion from Firefly, who played the unwitting hero Captain Hammer. Felicia Day as the love interest. Penny. Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, it was Penny from the Guild.
Well, yeah, but I mean, her name was Penny in the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what her
Felicia
character
Day.
name was.
Felicia Day was from the Guild.
Yeah.
And as the sidekick, Simon Helberg from The Big Bang Theory as Moist.
He was pretty moist.
Yeah, he was a sweaty dude.
So if you don't like the word moist, I'm going to say it one more time.
Moist.
You're welcome.
But they did a series of shorts. They were like 15-minute shorts, and there were 3 of them that they released on the internet for Dr. Horrible's SingAlong blog. And it was a musical. It was a comedy musical.
Weird hearing Nathan Fillion sing.
Yeah, he's not near as good of a singer as NPH.
It was still weird. No, I don't know. His songs are pretty memorable.
His songs are memorable, but NPH sings with quality. Nathan Fillion sings.
He sings with the memes, and I can follow with that.
Yeah. Now, for a while, Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog was on Netflix, and you could stream it. But as I understand it, they've taken it down. But I think you can still find it on YouTube.
I don't know if it's free on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll do some look and see if we can find it. If we can find where you can still watch Dr. Horrible Sing-Along blog, we'll post it out to the page. But if you've never watched it, watch it. It's about 45 minutes long. The songs are super catchy. You can buy the soundtrack on iTunes. And if you're anything like us, you'll play it and sing along to it every day. I mean, I still listen to that soundtrack, and it's been 10 years since I watched it.
Every now and then when I'm in the car with Dylan, when he's here, he turns it on.
It's a great soundtrack. The songs are catchy. They're fun. The movie's fun, or the show is fun.
We just watch it like it's a movie.
Yeah.
Just kind of continue it.
So that was really y'all's first introduction to Neil Patrick Harris, wasn't it?
No, that would be the Smurfs. Still the Smurfs.
Forgot about the Smurfs.
That was the worst movie ever.
Who let y'all watch that?
Mom.
Oh, that's true. Your mom doesn't have the same taste in movies.
Well, Mom also liked the Smurfs.
Does she still like them?
Maybe.
Hey, we'll have to ask. Because after that, I can see that turning somebody off on the Smurfs.
She didn't take us to watch the Smurfs too, so that's
smart.
a plus.
Yeah.
I was glad I didn't have to do that.
What about Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Dear God. You know, I used to turn it on just to annoy you. There was one time we were like, what are we going to watch? And then Dylan just mentioned it, and your face went like, ugh, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're turning it on now.
Not a good movie.
If I was stuck to watch Cars every night for like a good year, you can watch Alvin and the Chipmunks one time.
Who watched Cars? Was that Colton?
Colton.
Colton in the Cars? Yeah.
Yeah, it was stuck in a DVD player that we couldn't reach for like a year, because we couldn't change it because he didn't want to watch anything else.
Well, he does get in his phases. I mean, how long did we have to watch Spy Kids 3D Game Over?
Oh, we still have to.
And Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, we still have to.
Yeah, so those are his go-to movies. And for anyone listening, Colton is Brandon's oldest brother, my oldest son, who is severe low-functioning, nonverbal autistic. So he has his routine, and he is very set in his ways. And that includes watching movies like Cars, Monsters, Inc., and Spy Kids on repeat all the time.
We used to quote the movie in the car and see how long we can go before we forget the lines.
Yeah, I try not to pay that close of attention to them anymore.
We didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. Anyway, well, I think that was really all that we had for today, wasn't it? I mean, we've got a lot of other stuff that we want to talk about, but Lord Brad's got to go out of the country, so we wanted to get something recorded for you guys before he left.
Yeah, I'm getting paid to go out of the country.
So, I mean, you'll be gone a week?
Yeah, about a week.
Yeah.
And then work kicks back in.
Yeah, but once he gets back, we'll set back down and we'll start recording full-length episodes with some more topics. We've been talking with some guests. We want to bring in some guests and have some extra conversations with them as well.
Yeah, be prepared for some of the weirdest topics. I don't know a lot about a couple of the guests want to talk about, but I know what they want to talk about. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. So, but we'll see how that goes. Also, just for those who may not have seen on the Facebook page, the Magic the Gathering Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate set dropped last week. Lord Brad and I both bought a couple of boxes of that.
I bought a box.
Well, I've got two now.
Yeah.
So we did some unboxing videos of those first boxes that you can find on Facebook and YouTube. Some pictures of some of our big grabs that we got have been posted out there to Facebook.
Yeah, my wife getting all the good stuff.
Yeah, she always pulls just heavy-duty stuff out of the packs. You just need to quit opening and let her open.
Next month when the Double Masters, the big expensive pack stuff come out, she's opening them. I'm not touching them.
Yeah, Double Masters drops July 8th. And they are about twice the cost of the regular packs. Yeah. But they are reprinting Eldrazi's this time.
They are reprinting a card that was like $800 and has been reprinted in years.
Well, I mean, the Eldrazi's haven't been printed in years.
No. I mean, this one's even longer.
So, I mean, this one
like
this
2000 or older.
So it might go back to like 5th, 6th edition or something?
Maybe. I don't know, but I
You'll
know
have
it's
to find which
old.
card that is.
It's Imperial Seal. I don't know when the first printing was, but that was the first and last time it was printed.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, so there's going to be some gas in this. Some expensive gas. Yeah. And you've already pre-ordered a box, right?
Oh yeah. I pre-ordered it before they even told us what was coming in it.
Yeah. Well, I pre-ordered today. I went and visited Nick at Old Town Comics, our local comic book store, and I pre-ordered a box with him because Jurassic League issue 2 came out this week, so I had to go pick up that.
Nice. Dinosaurs and superheroes, best thing ever. If you don't like dinosaurs, I don't recommend you listen to this podcast, because I do. I love dinosaurs, and I will fight you over them.
Maybe for that episode they shouldn't listen, but for other episodes it's okay.
I will fight you over my dinosaurs. They're just dragons without wings, and even then, they had feathers.
Some of them did have wings, though.
Some of them did. That's the best part. And you can't prove they didn't breathe fire.
Very true. We don't know what they could do.
They are just dragons, and that's the cool part.
Thunder Dragon. So yeah, if you haven't heard about Jurassic League, it's the Justice League, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all that stuff. But
we'll talk about that when it's finished.
Yeah,
that way
but
we put it all together.
But they're dinosaurs.
They're dinosaurs.
So they're doing a 6-issue mini release for it, and issue 2 came out this month.
Nice.
So as we get more of the issues in and we read up on that, we'll talk more about that towards the end of the series. But if you like Justice League and you like dinosaurs, start looking for it now.
Or if you just like dinosaurs, you don't have to care about the Justice League. Dinosaurs are always cool.
Yeah, if you just like dinosaurs, there might be something kind of cool as a collectible. Because like I said, it's only a 6-issue release. It's going to be a very limited release. All right. I got nothing else. What about you?
Oh, just on the topic of dinosaurs, Dylan and Jordan haven't told you yet, but we may have came up with a new name for you as your grandparent name.
And that would be?
Triceratops.
I'm cool with Triceratops.
Yeah.
We've already got pterodactyl.
Yeah, and this one's a pun, so we don't know if it's going to stick, but just on the topic of dinosaurs.
I'm cool with Triceratops.
Yeah.
We got to figure out what to call your mom.
So far, they're just sticking with the same one that they each call each other. Jordan's mostly out of... I'll explain that one later off camera. Off this.
Wow. Gonna be that bad, huh?
Same reason he's been doing it.
All right. Well, I'm curious to learn more. Shame you guys can't. But on that note, I think we'll wrap this one up for this week.
Yeah.
And let you go get ready for your trip. And when you get back, we'll sit down and go through some more stuff. I think one of our next topics that we plan to talk about was animes that have live action, either movies or TV shows for, and we're going to compare some of that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone knows where that's going, though. But yeah, we're going to talk about it.
You might be surprised.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just go watch anything that's a live adaptation, then you'll understand. We'll talk about it and you'll agree, most likely.
We'll see. You know me. I like to play devil's advocate on a lot of topics.
I don't know why you defend Dragon Ball Evolution, but okay.
Oh, there's not a chance in hell I'm defending that. But I'll defend some stuff. I mean, it's not all garbage.
Yeah, you'll just wait until we pick out the movies then.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try and defend any of them.
We'll see.
Oh, wait, I know which one you will defend. I'll talk about that one when we get there.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Y'all have a great weekend. Thank you for listening to this episode of Nerd Shit. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/LordBradBrad to see when new episodes drop. Or you can find our channel on YouTube. Just search Lord Brad Brad and look for our logo. You can listen to all of your favorite episodes of Nerd Shit directly from our website, www.lordbradbrad.com, where you can also learn a little bit more about us and the products we use and reference on the show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to donate to the show, we gladly accept donations at coffee.com/LordBradBrad. That's coffee, spelled ko-fi.com/LordBradBrad. Or you can just click the link at the bottom of our website. If you have any comments on anything discussed in this episode or would like to suggest a topic you would like to hear us talk about in a future episode, hit us up on our Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/LordBradBrad. Until next time, this is Riorik signing off and telling you to keep doing that nerd shit because you know we will.